Welcome back to the Westpac Stadium in Wellington then for New Zealand against Bahrain, the intercontinental playoff for a place at the World Cup finals in South Africa. Qualification for either nation will be a historic moment. New Zealand are looking to qualify for only the second time in their history and for the first time in 28 years since meeting Brazil, Scotland and the Soviet Union at the 1982 World Cup in Spain. For Bahrain, today is all about erasing the painful memories of intercontinental playoff defeat to Trinidad and Tobago 4 years ago and sealing a place at their first ever World Cup finals, and with it becoming the smallest nation ever to qualify. Well, after a scoreless first leg, both teams have been talking up the reasons why the other side are the favourites, but the simple facts are these: a win for either team puts them through, while a score draw is enough for Bahrain. Only another goalless draw will send us into extra time and potentially penalties. Quite wonderful atmosphere. The capacity crowd here tonight has comfortably broken the attendance record for a football match in this rugby-mad country and has caught the imagination of the public like no other game before it. The tickets were completely sold out within minutes of going on sale, and for the first time in the media, the All Blacks have had to share the back pages with the All Whites. And there's the referee for the game, the Uruguayan, Jorge Larionda, experienced official who refereed at the 2006 World Cup and this summer's Confederations Cup, played his part in the FIFA Under-20s World Cup as well, that you would have seen with us here on Eurosport. Players just going through and meeting the officials. What a wonderful occasion. A footballing occasion that we really haven't seen before in New Zealand. Well, here's the Bahrain side. They've had problems in attack after Ali Hubail tore cruciate ligaments just days after the first leg, and Hussein Ali is also suffering with a knee injury. So JC John will lead the line as the only recognised striker in the Bahrain team. And there is JC John, African-born but very much a Bahrainian international these days, and he's been in good form for them. Here's the New Zealand side. Ricky Herbert has a full-strength squad to choose from. He does make just one change in midfield, a precautionary measure, with Michael McGlinchey handed only his third cap in place of Simon Elliott, who has recovered from injury but only seemed fit enough to take a place on the bench. Ryan Nelson and Rory Fallon will both be buoyed by goals for their clubs last weekend. I'm pleased to say alongside me to enjoy the action, former England international Russell Osborne. Well, Russell, what an occasion, and just something we probably thought we'd never see in New Zealand.
Fantastic. Great. There's no oval-shaped ball inside, so it's the round ball. Winner takes all. Should be a wonderful game. As you said, Wayne, great atmosphere, and the majority of the crowd all wearing white to show their support for the team. And like I said, it's a winner take all. They've got to be very careful, New Zealand. They don't go too gung-ho because of the atmosphere here. They don't want to go charging forward, trying to win the game in the first 15-20 minutes and leave the door open at the back and concede early goals, because Bahrain will be desperate to get an away goal. One away goal could mean a lot to them.
See Ryan Nelson there, the New Zealand captain, the Blackburn Rovers defender, in the centre of that huddle. What a massive moment this is for these New Zealand players. For Bahrain as well, don't forget there's many survivors here from 4 years ago from the side beaten by the odd goal against Trinidad and Tobago. 4 years on, they are here again and within 90 minutes of a place at the World Cup finals. It's been a bizarre lead up to this second leg, with both teams playing down their own chances of qualification. Milan Makela has been saying New Zealand have home advantage. The odds are in their favour, whilst Ricky Herbert says, well, a score draw is enough for Bahrain, so perhaps they're the favourites, both trying to ease the pressure on their own players. So here we go then. 90 minutes to decide a place at the World Cup finals. New Zealand all in white, Bahrain all in red. in a packed Westpac Stadium, and Bahrain immediately on the attack, and a comfortable save for Mark Paston from the effort from JC John.
No, a bit positive from the kickoff, Bahrain. Fair play to them.
And why not? They know a goal would be absolutely crucial. New Zealand may have the home advantage, but remember, a score draw is enough for Bahrain.
3-4-3 formation for New Zealand right from the word go. So they've got the three strikers up top. Smelts, Fallon and Killen.
Header on by Hubail. New Zealand in possession though temporarily with Smelts. Now JC John has it for Bahrain. It looks as though the way Bahrain are lining up that Solman Issa is up there in attack alongside JC John. This is Fatadi.
Yeah, I think Fatali's actually trying to play more or less alongside JC John, dropping deep but getting up there very quickly alongside JC John.
Yeah, with all those injuries, it was interesting to see who would play alongside him. Fatati is normally a midfielder and Solman Issa a fullback, so they're having to make do a bit. Milan Makela. Here's the Bahrain corner, header away by Nelson. Adnan happy to let that run out. Injuries have come at an awkward time for Bahrain. Loss of those two strikers to knee injuries. Here's Hubail. Omar just making a run inside him. It's a corner for Bahrain, came off Lockhead.
It's a little bit windy here in the stadium, a little bit chilly.
It's not the best cross in. Very different conditions to what Bahrain have been training in over the last week or so. Across the sea in Australia, where it's been much warmer. Here's Jalal, Windy Wellington as it's known as. The whistle has gone, and it's a free kick to Bahrain, who have made a really positive start. Fatadi, the player who was taken down. Sigmund has got a yellow card for that challenge on Fatadi.
Well, the third set piece that New Zealand have had to defend in the same amount of minutes.
Taken short. A dangerous ball in. Sigmund gets a foot to it. Wasn't cleared initially. The shot fired in and then into the side netting by Solman Issa.
Seemed to be a missed clearance at the near post to start with, and then somebody made a magnificent block on the shot. Just been rocked a little bit, New Zealand. One missed clearance there by Sigmund. Just got to settle down.
Not a yellow card for Sigmund, not ideal for the central defender. Sea of black and white shirts in the crowd. It is a terrific scene and a wonderful atmosphere. Atmosphere normally reserved for the oval ball game. It's very much a football country today. That can New Zealand make it to the World Cup for only the second time? Lockhead's throw. Header down towards Omar. Jalal looking for the run of JC John. Just too much on that though, and comfortable for Paston.
Yeah, I think Ryan Nelson, centre half, the middle one out of the three, will be a little bit concerned that they had so much time to play the ball forward.
First attack for New Zealand. Header away though by Adnan. Knocked on by Jalal. And this is Solman Issa. Jalal picking out Adnan. It's been a confident start by Bahrain. This is Omar. Certainly had more possession of the ball. It's given away now, though, to Nelson. This is Vikalik. And the whistle goes. Referee not at all happy with the challenge of Rory Fallon.
Well, he's very strong in the air, Rory Fallon. I'm just wondering where New Zealand are going to get the width to put crosses in so that he can actually do some damage with that aerial strength.
Good run by Mohamed Salmin, but not the final ball. Vikalik gets it away for New Zealand. Bahrain are certainly the more battle-hardened of these two sides, having played 19 matches in their World Cup qualification campaign, including the first leg. New Zealand just 7. Cleared away by Adnan. Now a chance maybe for New Zealand to break, but good challenge by Abdullah Omar.
Good pace by Omar. Real good pace getting back to make that recovery tackle.
Good game for Michael McGlinchey in the centre of that New Zealand midfield. Only his 3rd cap. His 2nd cap was as a substitute in the first leg of this playoff. Jalal. Again looking for the run of JC John.
Yeah, I think McGlinchey wants to get a touch of the ball. Needs to get hold of the ball a few times. He's not seen much of it in this opening 6 minutes.
Bertos with the throw for New Zealand. That was a foul. Free kick to New Zealand, and an opportunity now maybe to use the heading prowess of Rory Fallon.
Well, it's a nice place for New Zealand to pick up a cheap free kick.
Smelts Fallon and Killen all with the opportunity to get in there now. Bertos takes it. It's a good ball in as well. The header back across and just too high. Smelts did really well with the initial header. And then the second one just too high for the first time that Jafar has had to be worried from Sigmund.
Yeah, a bit difficult in the wind, a bit windy, blowing the ball about a little bit.
Nelson's header. Cleared away by Vikalik this time. Smelts. Decent attack this for New Zealand. Slid through towards Fallon. Cleared away by Hussein. Vikalik again with the touch back to Paston.
Looks like New Zealand have calmed down a little bit after that opening burst right at the start of the game from Bahrain.
Header by Adnan. He's fouled. He's been the rock at the centre of that Bahrain defence throughout this qualifying campaign.
Ahmed Salmin just having a go at the referee, just saying that's twice. The centre forwards fouled our centre half.
Yeah, there you can see it, the arm again from Fallon. Bahrain on the attack, given away by Hubail. Cleared by Vikalik. Experienced defender Ivan Vikalik, winning his 65th cap tonight for New Zealand. Plays for Auckland City. Touched away again by Lockhead this time. Now Omar. This is Fatadi. It's a Bahrain throw.
Just looking at where Shane Smelts is playing for New Zealand, and it looks as if he's playing off the other two strikers, off Rory Fallon and Chris Killen. So it's like a 2 up front, 1 in the hole, 4 across the midfield, and 3 at the back for New Zealand.
Which is certainly different to the way they played it in the first leg, with Smeltz and Killen wide of Fallon. Touch off by Fauzi towards Solmanisa. It's Fatadi. Good possession again by Bahrain. This is Omar. New Zealand probably expected that Bahrain would have more of the ball. Played behind by Hubail. Solmanisa again. Fauzi on the overlap. It's nice play. Sigmund across though with an important interception to deny Fauzi. Bahrain have it back again. JC John with the touch to Solmin. JC John once more. Lovely play this by Bahrain, but Solmanisa was just offside.
Some nice build-up play by Bahrain. They've got a little bit of pace and a little bit of technique. New Zealand have got to be very careful. Sigmund then nearly dropped back too early and played Issa back on side.
Plenty of pace down that left side, Bahrain, with Issa and Fauzi, 2 players who love to get forward. Chance here maybe for New Zealand to pick out a cross. Header back by Jalal. New Zealand have it again with McGlinchey. Not for long though. JC John. I just forgot where he was for a second there, and it's a throw to New Zealand, much to the delight of the home supporters.
Overcomplicated it somewhat.
Touched in by Bertos. Still going. He's had too much support here, Bertos. He's going to have to go alone. And he comes out with about the best that he could from there. Wins a throw for New Zealand. Lockhead will take it. Nobody's really come short for him, so you can only presume he's going to go long with it. And the whistle goes against Chris Killen.
Very interesting. I think Killen saying to the referee that the fellow in front of me is just fallen over deliberately as soon as I touched him. I didn't push him. I might have touched him, but not enough to push him over.
I think he's got a point looking at the replay.
Yeah, well, you've learned now. Hopefully the referee has been made aware.
Another New Zealand set piece. Unquestionably, this is where New Zealand can have their most joy, from set pieces. Bertos is over this. Killen and Fallon both in there. Bertos delivers, and a comfortable gather for Saeed Jaffa.
Delivery is too far away from goal. It needs to be about 10 yards closer to goal.
Storming counter-attack here by Bahrain. Fatadi offside. Bahrain certainly have more about them while the ball is in open play. You do feel that New Zealand's best chances is from set pieces.
Well, I think he was onside there, actually, when the ball was eventually played to him.
JC John's been in good form for his Belgian club, Mouscron. Arrived late to the training camp because of his commitments in Europe. Preparation with those injuries as well, far from ideal for Bahrain. And now we have another incident with Adnan down. Rory Fallon saying I barely touched him again. Chris Killen getting involved. Again, there is contact, but only slight.
Yeah, they're both jumping into each other. But I think this is something that you have to be prepared for in World Cup games of this magnitude. And in today's modern game, players will try and take advantage of physical situations like that.
And just by the very nature of the way the two sides play, New Zealand are bound to be more physical than Bahrain.
Yeah, and Bahrain will know that, and they'll try and play for every free kick possible.
Sigmund with the throw for New Zealand. Cleared away by Adnan. It's a throw for New Zealand now. Bertos just knocking it off Fauzi.
Yeah, the defenders for Bahrain will be well aware of the physical presence of the New Zealand strikers from the previous first leg of this very important tie. So here today, they're just going to say, every time we get touched, we're going to go down, we're going to squeal, we're going to make a meal of it, we're going to try and get every free kick we can, and we'll try and eliminate that physical presence that New Zealand do have.
Missed a few chances in that first leg, Bahrain. Question is, will they be made to regret those missed opportunities? Here's Sigmund. Oh, it could be a bit short, and JC John was after it. Paston did well to get it away. This is Killen. So if Bahrain were to get the first goal, the tie would shift massively in their favour, because it would mean New Zealand would need 2. As soon as there's a goal in this game, remember, the prospect of extra time has gone. Only have extra time if it finishes 0-0. Away goals do count double. Fauzi. Bertos. It's a decent ball towards Fallon. Taken away, though, by Omar.
Wasn't much support alongside Fallon when he did receive the pass.
Foul on Smouts. Free kick for New Zealand. Just got there ahead of the challenge of Jalal. Another chance for New Zealand to send in the artillery. No, Bertos again will take it. Header down, here's a chance. Oh, it's off the crossbar. First opening of the game, and Chris Killen coming really close to breaking the deadlock.
Terrific shot, wonderful technique. A full 360-degree swivel on his left foot. Super strike. Oh. Well, 3-4 inches too high. Off the top of the crossbar and clear.
Jafar was well beaten in the Bahrain goal. Still, we remain scoreless in this two-legged playoff. JC John looking for Fatadi. Cleared away by Sigmund. There is so much to lose from this game. It's as close as New Zealand have come to qualifying since 1982 as well. Very much in the shallows of Australia. There's an opportunity now, maybe. Omar getting back, though, just to touch it to Jafar. Certainly benefited from Australia's move to the Asian Confederation, where once again Australia have qualified. Of course, it would be the first time ever that both New Zealand and Australia had made it to the same World Cup. Omar with the throw.
I think New Zealand have got the work cut out here. They've got to be very disciplined at the back. They've got power up front, but also Bahrain have.
Lockhead's foot in. 0-0's a strange scoreline as well, isn't it, in two-legged games where away goals count double. You think you've gone away and got a good result, but then when you look at it, one mistake at the back and concede, and you need to score double every time.
Yeah.
Fallon's taken a whack on the head.
Turning into a bit of an old-fashioned battle between the centre-half and the centre-forward.
I think Adnan just giving a bit back from the earlier one that he feels he took from Fallon.
I think there's only going to be one winner there at the end of the day.
And I think he's wearing a white shirt. Bertos with the ball in. Cleared away by Solmanisa.
Bertos still not quite got those set pieces in the right zone yet.
Here's again though Bertos. Helped on by Lockhead towards Smelts. Solmin. Adnan gets it away. It is Bertos again. Still going. Was he pulled down there by Jalal? No, says the referee. Or no, he has blown. Didn't hear his whistle in the din here. But it is a free kick to New Zealand.
I think that's a good decision. There was an arm on the shoulder of Bertos.
Yeah, he clearly pulls him back there.
Yeah.
That's, of course, the kind of situation that New Zealand will be playing for. More danger for Bahrain. Well played by Bertos. Killen being watched by Mohamed Salmi. Adnan there as well. Midway through this first half, New Zealand 0, Bahrain 0, as it was in the first leg. I wonder if Bertos is lining up a shot here, you know. It's whipped in dangerously, and it's just too high from Leo Bertos.
A good strike. The only thing you say about the free kick is that it's got to be on target. If it's on target, that's going to be a goal.
It's been their liveliest player so far, though, Leo Bertos. It's too high for McGlinchey. Touch back from JC John. Solman helps it forward again. And cleared by Nelson. Nelson again just whacks it into the Bahrain half. Flick on by Fallon, nowhere near Killen. All the way through to Saeed Jafar. It's Fayouzi. Now Fatadi. Solmin. Again, too much on that through ball from Solmin. The service up to the front pair hasn't been particularly good in these early stages from Bahrain. In fact, the best service they had was in the first minute of the game, almost straight from the kickoff.
Yeah, the game's a little bit scrappy. A lot at stake. Nobody wanting to make a mistake.
Yeah, it's continued pretty much from the first leg. Touch off from Omar. Jalal hooks it away, but won by Lockhead.
I'm not quite sure if the three strikers up front for New Zealand is working. I think they're a little bit too close together at times, and then when you need them close together, they seem to have been pulled apart. But I think they could benefit from somebody playing wide, giving genuine width down one of the flanks and trying to stretch the back four across and stretch midfield out widthways.
Header by Omar. No way through there for Lockhead. You do feel they lack a bit of genuine pace anywhere in the team, New Zealand. Lockhead with the throw. 3 in there for New Zealand, a fourth arriving now. Well, the header back and claimed by Jafar. It came off Somanisa.
I think Chris Killen got caught a little bit flat-footed there on the flick on. A little bit more awareness, he might have nipped in front of the goalkeeper.
Header on by Sigmund. Space here for Leo Bertos again. Cross behind Rory Fallon. And Lockhead gets a second attempt at it. Up and under again by Fallon. Gathered again by Jafar.
Again, I just feel the width being provided by the two wide midfield players is a little bit slow coming into those advanced areas. And then the final ball's not quite getting delivered into the right zone where people like Fallon can attack it with an opportunity of scoring. I think half the time they're more worried about protecting the 3 centre halves at the back rather than supporting the 3 strikers up front.
Solmein. Cut out by Nelson. Oh, that was a late challenge. Chris Killen on the end of it. Oh, did he get booked there, Fauzi?
Yes.
Second yellow card of the game. Joins New Zealand's Ben Sigmund in the book. There is a smattering of red in amongst this crowd, the small contingent of Bahrain supporters. Every now and again you get a blast of the familiar horn sound that you hear in games in the Middle East. Got another corner to defend here though. Smelts jostling with Hussein. Another high one, could have gone anywhere that. It came off the knee of Adnan. And Omar finally hooks it away. This is Fatadi. It's a throw again for Bahrain.
Not a place for the faint-hearted.
Tim Brown going flying into the challenge there. Omar's throw. Given away this time by JC John. No Lockhead. This is Hussein. JC John after this one. Back again though with Mark Paston. Defence is very much on top at the moment in the opening half an hour.
But that was Bertos getting back there in the right back position to help out. And really you want to see him in the final third at the other end of the pitch, putting in crosses for the front 3.
Bahrain in the Asian playoff, remember, were held 0-0 at home by Saudi Arabia before going through in extraordinary circumstances in the second leg at the King Fahd Stadium. Finished 2-2, but Saudi Arabia went 2-1 up a minute into stoppage time before Abdul Latif scored with pretty much the last touch for Bahrain to send them through. And then Saudi Arabia's proud qualification record. And at that point you had the feeling that Bahrain was somehow meant to be going to the World Cup finals. New Zealand will hope otherwise. And a score draw again here, remember, is enough for Bahrain. JC John's flick on. He got the first goal in Saudi Arabia for Bahrain. Here's Fallon up against Hussein. Now Nelson. Vikalik.
I like Vikalik just to look forward when he receives the ball. I'm just telling him so far. His first thought is to go backwards or sideways.
He's the most current player for New Zealand with those 64 caps. Simon Elliott, the player who wasn't quite fit enough to start the game, who's on the bench, is just behind him with 59. Half an hour gone then. Still New Zealand 0, Bahrain 0. That is the aggregate score as well. Bahrain with a free kick. Hussein will take it. Had a well won initially, and then the shot is well saved by Paston. What a terrific strike that was. Danger not over yet though. The cross in by Omar. Oh, it's fallen kindly here for Solmein. Paston just getting enough on the ball to take it away for Solmein. Two really good saves by Mark Paston. First of all, to deny JC John with a rasping effort.
What a volley that was, Wayne. That was an amazing strike. The control of it and the balance, the technique is wonderful. Oh, the keeper did a great job to keep that out.
Anywhere else in the goal and that's in. And then he was brave here. You can see from the Bahrain bench that they thought that was in. What a hit from JC John.
Excuse me, if anything, he hit it too well. Hit it that clean, the ball didn't move in the air, didn't dip. Flew like an arrow straight at Paston in the goal.
Both teams have had their moments now. Chris Killen hitting the bar for New Zealand, and now Mark Paston with a terrific save to deny JC John. Here's Nelson. Now Sigmund.
I think McGlinchey should just be showing a little bit, just to get the ball in midfield.
Here's Vikalik. Yeah, he is the most inexperienced player on the field, and it's showing a bit at the moment.
Yeah, the game is just bypassing him a little bit.
It's a free kick to New Zealand. Challenges flying in all over the place. It's certainly not an easy game for Jorge Larionda to referee.
No, he did well there, Ben Sigmund, who's very sharp into the action. Good anticipation of where the ball was going to break.
Another chance though for New Zealand to send the ball directly into the danger zone. What's the decision here? Corner.
Corner by the referee's assistant on the far side.
JC John coming back to help out. Well, he won't hit many shots sweeter than that one without scoring, JC John. Defended these pretty well so far, Bahrain. Smelts making a nuisance of himself right in front of Saeed Jafar. No, he's complaining about it. He can stand where he wants. Ryan Nelson trying to make himself available. He, of course, could be a threat from this kind of position. It's another high one towards the head of Killen. Now Solmein Issa can counter. This is Fatadi. Fatadi looking to take on McGlinchey. Look at Omar. That was the right back who was the furthest forward for Bahrain.
Well, I'm not surprised, he's very quick. Fatadi, big, strong, powerful player.
There's Omar again, who Bale has made a run outside him. It's been left by JC John, and then the shot well over the top this time.
Just got underneath the ball slightly. Little warning shot to New Zealand. To think they're getting the better of Bahrain, just watch out. They're quick on the counter-attack.
Played hardly any games at all, New Zealand, since the Confederations Cup in June. They played a friendly against Jordan in September, which they won 3-1. And then the first leg of this playoff. So just 2 matches since June. There's Bertos. course, with so few nations in the Oceania section as well, they don't get too much competitive action, New Zealand, especially given those games are normally pretty one-sided. 10 minutes to half-time. New Zealand 0, Bahrain 0. Another free kick for New Zealand. Bahrain keeping a pretty high line for this. Fallon and Killen make their way in. The header away from Adnan.
Not made the most of the set pieces yet, New Zealand.
It's Bertos. Well, certainly having more of the play, New Zealand, as you'd expect from the home side. So far, apart from that Killen effort that hit the bar, haven't really troubled Syed Jafar in the Bahrain goal. Here is Nelson. It's Vikalik again. Well cut out by Omar. It was almost a delightful ball from Nelson. Touch off by Adnan to Hubail. Now Omar again. Immediately under pressure. It's a risky ball back from Hubail. He won't thank him for that. Now Lockhead. Vikalik. Adnan's header. And the whistle goes again. A free kick to Bahrain.
Shouldn't really be offside in that position. The ball was laid back to Vikalik. Everybody could see what was going to happen, so as a striker, just take your time, bend your run, go flat first before you try and duck in behind. Hussein can't quite make his mind up whether he's going to go short or long.
Side header away. Vikalik just caught in possession there, dwelt on it, and Hubail nipped in. There's Hubail again. Now Omar. Well played by Killen. Sent forward by McGlinchey. And then given away. What a two-footed sliding challenge by McGlinchey. Got the ball, but took a piece of JC John as well. We could do without him being injured, given their problems with strikers at the moment, Bahrain.
I wasn't quite sure how much contact was made with JC John. If anything, he must have just clipped him on the inside of the left ankle.
Well, not so long ago, that wouldn't have even been a free kick, because got a terrific contact on the ball.
Oh, it's okay. They had all this, you know, fist banging on the ground and everything, and there isn't a problem there.
I've enjoyed that tackle, though, Michael McGlinchey. There is Milan Makala, the Czech coach of Bahrain. He's in charge of his sixth country. The 66-year-old has never actually managed to guide a team to the World Cup finals. Former coach of Saudi Arabia, Bahrain's Asian rivals. Another physical coming together. Foul. Whistle goes again. Look at the reaction of Fauzi. It's a New Zealand free kick, though.
Well, we've seen it all before. Just a heavy tumble. Make the most of it. You know, his teammates are trying to say that Fallon's made a back for him and made him go over the top.
I think New Zealand players are starting to get a bit annoyed with some of the histrionics from the Bahrain players.
But Fauzi's up that early. He knows he's given a foul away again. Fauzi's already been booked. Yeah, he landed heavily. But you will do if you make strange challenges like that.
Lockhead and Fallon exchanging a few views.
They've got to get the set pieces put in between where they're starting the run and the goal. And the moment is too close to them. They're not being able to attack the ball with any pace in the run.
I'm finding a lot of the deliveries are quite high without any pace on them at all.
Too high, it's windy, it's difficult to read the flight of the ball.
Well, there you go, that wasn't too high from Bertos, it was the other extreme.
Well, isn't that typical?
Here's Vikilic. Nelson. Cut out by Solmanisa. Space now maybe for New Zealand. Issa, though, using his pace well to get back. Although New Zealand still have it. There's 3 to aim for in the centre. Oh, what a save by Jafar to deny Rory Fallon. Terrific goalkeeping.
Great save by Jafar. Just kept his eye on the ball.
Wonderful opening, though, for New Zealand. Head down again. Chance again for New Zealand now with Killen. Hussein getting a crucial touch to it, and Bahrain get it away. Good spell this for the home side, but now Bahrain with a chance to counter. Inside the last 4 minutes of the first half. Thought for all the world we were going to have the opening goal there. Here's Fatadi. Cut out by Lockhead. Great reactions from Saeed Jafar at the Bahrain
Yeah, very
goal.
good. Going to his left, but managed to check his dive.
Now Omar. Nobody in the centre yet for Bahrain. Omar still has it. Well, that's something of a waste from the right back. They're looking a bit short in the final third, Bahrain, when they get up there.
But I would like to see Leo Bertos playing in that area more than he has been doing so far, in that advanced right midfield zone, where he's putting in crosses where his teammates can score from.
He's certainly looking New Zealand's best outlet at the moment, Leo Bertos. Solmanisa wins the free kick. You wonder if Bertos would be better served in the role that Smeltz is supposed to be playing. He's certainly looking more creative.
Yeah, I think they'd be better off going with a flat back four at the moment. 4 midfield with Bertos the right side of midfield, but being allowed to get forward more.
Solmanisa's cross for Bahrain. Oh, a chance for JC John. Ball just dipped though as he was ducking down to get some kind of connection on it. Awkward height for him. Here's Omar. And again. In towards JC John. Cleared away by McGlinchey. No goals, but it's a decent game with a good pace to it. Here's Tim Brown now for New Zealand. Well blocked by Fauzi. Touched by Bertos to McGlinchey. Bertos again. Not back by Fallon. This is Sigmund. Positive play by Sigmund, taking on Fatadi. Makes space for the cross. And it's headed behind by Jalal, a corner for New Zealand.
Well, that was a good run from the New Zealand number 4. So I think they'd be better off with him playing at right back and Lockhead the 3 on the left-hand side, playing at left back and allowing Bertos to get further forward consistently.
Smeltz again going in there and standing right in front of the goalkeeper. Bertos will take the corner. Can he get the delivery right this time? That's a better one! And that is the opening goal for New Zealand!
Well, that's
wonderful header by Rory Fallon.
That's all they've been waiting for, Wayne. We've been talking about it for the majority of the time in the first half, not making the most of the set pieces. As soon as you get the delivery right, you get on the end of it, 6 yards out. Fallon is a giant of a man. He gets up ever so well. The pace is on the ball, the flight's on the ball. No stopping the header.
Absolutely no chance that time for Saeed Jafar, who'd made a terrific save just minutes earlier. But finally we have a breakthrough in this Intercontinental World Cup Qualification Play-Off. And it is Rory Fallon of Plymouth Argyle who gives New Zealand the lead right on the stroke of half-time.
Well, his new first-team coach will be pleased with that, Paul Mariner. Scored plenty of goals like that himself for Ipswich. All down to the delivery. Super ball in by Bertos.
Omar's cross. Header down by JC John, cleared away by Nelson.
Great time to score.
Searching out another one now. This is Smelts. Noise inside this stadium has gone up again now with that New Zealand goal. We cannot now have extra time. It will be decided one way or another in the 90 minutes. Hubail. Now Omar. Can never write off Bahrain though. We saw that in Saudi Arabia. And many a side would have been dead and buried after conceding a goal in the 91st minute, but still raised themselves to produce an equaliser to go through on away goals. And there is the half-time whistle. Goal from Rory Fallon has New Zealand 45 minutes away from a place at the World Cup final for the first time since 1982. Fantastic atmosphere. The support has been quite wonderful. And you can see what it means to those supporters in the stands. They can almost taste South Africa now. But you cannot write off Bahrain. We have seen it before from them. They will fight to the very end. And we are set up now for a really interesting second 45 minutes where this playoff will be decided. Half time then here. New Zealand 1, Bahrain 0. Welcome back to the Cake Tin, otherwise known as the Westpac Stadium in Wellington, where New Zealand are 45 minutes away from a place at the World Cup for only the second time, and the first time since 1982. Goal from Rory Fallon in the 45th minute, separating the sides, the only goal so far in 1.5 matches between these two. And it is over to Bahrain again, who, remember, were a goal down in Saudi Arabia in the Asian playoff before equalising, conceding again, and then equalising for a second time. New Zealand will be more than aware of Bahrain's fighting spirit. I'm sure there's been words said in the dressing room at half-time. They'll probably be a bit disappointed with their performance that they put in the first half. Just that one chance for JC John, all they created. They may have to be a bit more adventurous in the second 45 to get themselves back into this. JC John then perhaps very much the key man for Bahrain in this second half. The only fit striker really in the squad for them. Have those injuries come at a costly time, or do Bahrain have something in their locker?
Go out. For me, I just think they've got to keep doing what they did in the first half. You can't be defensive. I think if you go too defensive for too long, you end up making mistakes then. They did well in the first half. They stopped the front players of Bahrain getting many chances. So if it worked in the first half, hope it works in the second half for them.
Well, Bahrain twice played New Zealand's big rivals, Australia, in the Asian qualifiers. Lost both games, 1-0 in Bahrain and 2-0 in Australia. Bahrain finished behind Australia and Japan in the group. At the moment, they're heading for defeat now against New Zealand.
Bahrain have just got to take a chance or two. Got to try and keep it solid at the back and probably try and commit a few more men a little bit further forward. JC John's a handful up there. Fatali's got some pace and power. Got to get a little bit more support from the midfield though. It's windy, it's coldish, not easy playing conditions.
Especially not for Bahrain's players.
Windy Wellington.
It's Fauzi. Somi Nissa. do wonder about the decision of Bahrain to spend a week in Australia rather than acclimatise to the conditions here, because the conditions were very different where they were staying. It was warm and sunny, much more of what they're used to compared to the windy, rather cooler conditions here in Wellington.
Yeah, it does make you wonder.
There's Solmein. The flick from JC John to Fatadi. Now JC John couldn't get the power on the shot. Mark Paston gratefully picks it up, but JC John and Fatadi there looking to combine for pretty much the first time in the game.
Nice bit of combination play. Sigmund, I feel, just got down in time to make a block on this shot from JC John. I think he's come off second best though in the challenge.
New Zealand will be desperate to get back to the big time in football terms. Had a taste of it in the Confederations Cup, remember, in the summer, where they were beaten by Spain, and South Africa drew 0-0 with the Asian champions Iraq, that failed to score a goal in that competition. Nothing like the main event, the World Cup itself. So much to lose and so much to gain for both these sides in the second half here. Solmenis sportingly throwing the ball back to New Zealand. What does Milan Makela, the experienced campaigner, have up his sleeve for Bahrain?
I think he's just hoping one of his big players will do something and turn the game in their favour.
It's coach Kuwait, the UAE, Oman, Saudi Arabia. Never taken any of those sides to the World Cup. JC John chasing. Header away by Nelson. Solmenis' throw. This is Fauzi. Solmenisa again. Now Fauzi. Look for the early cross, but it's cleared away.
Yeah, poor ball in by Fauzi.
Hussein finding Fauzi again. Do look more dangerous down this left side with Fauzi and Solmenisa, Bahrain. Oh, the goalkeeper there, Mark Paston, causing a few hearts in mouths amongst the supporters here.
Well, it came a long way to collect that ball. I think it was the right decision. But don't spill it. Don't drop it.
That's lovely skill. No chance here for Bertos to deliver again, but couldn't clear the first defender this time. Away by Hussein. That was a crucial touch by Solmein. Now JC John. Played behind Fatadi. He's lost a bit of the impetus in the attack. Fatadi still has it though. There's Omar outside him. Omar makes a lovely run in behind. Oh, that was a risky challenge. He's given the penalty. Penalty for Bahrain. Well, we thought it looked a risky challenge, and the referee deciding that he didn't get enough of the ball. And Bahrain now with a glorious chance to put themselves in front in the tie on away goals.
Great run by Omar, and a lovely through ball from Fatadi in behind the fullback. Was he offside? Looked suspiciously like he was offside when the ball was played, but if he wasn't, then it was a magnificently well-timed run.
And judging by the replay as well, he didn't get any of the ball, Lockhead. Terrific creative play from Bahrain. And now it is the centre-back, Adnan, with the opportunity to score what could prove to be the most crucial goal in Bahrain's history. His legs must be like jelly at the moment. What a chance to start the second half perfectly for Bahrain, and it's saved by Paston. Well, the crowd erupt again here. What a chance for Bahrain to level, and Adnan has blown it.
Well, I think this is a great save. A little bit close to the goalkeeper. He's gone the right way. He's got his arm down quickly. It wasn't in the corner. I'll give you that. It wasn't the best penalty he'll ever take. But if the keeper decides to go the other way, then it's a goal. Great save from Mark Paston.
Well, what a chance for Bahrain. Oh, he's got to forget about it now, get his head together and concentrate on defending. He looked nervous to me when he was stepping up for that.
Well, I didn't like it when you're standing there waiting to take the penalty and you're on the penalty spot, and then one of your teammates comes up to you and says something in your ear, and you think, hold on a minute, I'm trying to concentrate here on what I'm doing, you know.
Well, here they come again. Fatadi in behind for Bahrain now. 4 players up there in red shirts. And they have the corner now, Bahrain. It's certainly a bright start to them since half-time for the second half, Bahrain. It's exactly what they have to do.
Yeah, but will that knock the wind out of the sails, or knock the stuffing out of them? Or will it just inspire them to get stronger and stronger as this half goes on?
What a massive moment that was. Still New Zealand lead. Here comes the cross. Header away by Nelson. Now Solmanissa is off target. In fact, it was Jalal with the shot.
Just trying to force the issue a bit there, Jalal. I think he should have just gone a little bit wider and just chipped the ball back in towards the far post. Or even take the ball on. Try and get inside the 18-yard box again.
We were questioning whether they would rue missed chances from the first leg, Bahrain. What a miss that was. Now, it's harsh to say a miss, I suppose, because Paston saved it, but even so, you've got to be...
It's a penalty.
Your foot through that.
Yeah, it's a penalty that you haven't scored. You've hit the target, but you haven't scored. The keeper's saved it. I'm afraid it goes down as a miss.
By Solmanissa up towards JC John. Cleared away from Bertos. JC John again. A nice turn, but no power on the shot this time. Aston happy to see it behind. Well, a moment that could potentially have proved psychologically damaging to New Zealand has now in a way turned into another boost for them.
It has, but I think they've got to keep an eye on this fella, Jesse John. For me, he's got to do a little bit more to help the Bahrain cause. He's a little bit... Didn't see that much of him in the first half. A couple of little flashes, one great volley from 25 yards. It's not enough in a game of this stature.
23 teams out of the 32 are already known for the World Cup. At the moment, New Zealand look like being the 24th, but here come Bahrain, who have made a really bright start to the second half. Fatadi with the ball over towards Solmanissa. The flag was up, though. And at the moment, anyway, it looks as though Bahrain aren't letting the penalty miss affect them. Still piling bodies forward at the start of this second half.
Well, they've got to throw caution to the wind. Midfield players have got to get forward. We saw the right back Omar winning the penalty. Got to support the front players. Back four, I'm afraid you've just got to try and keep a clean sheet for the second half.
Cannot beat the drama of all or nothing situations like this. Here is Hubail. Now Omar. Solmi. Flag up again.
Long way offside. Long way offside.
Whatever happens here, you are guaranteed to see the extremes of both emotions at the end of the game. One team crestfallen, the other absolutely delighted. And if it does finish 1-0, how you will feel for Adnan, the Bahrain central defender, who fluffed his opportunity to equalise.
But also, I think he's been the one marking Rory Fallon. You know, Fallon scored the New Zealand goal in the first half. Was that down to poor marking by Adnan as well?
It's a New Zealand ball. Omar wanted a free kick. Referee not interested, still having a word with the Uruguayan referee Omar. It was a good challenge from Killen. Tony Lockhead with the throw, has a long throw as we've already seen, and it goes again. Header away by Hussein. And a throw for Bahrain now. Jalal. Given away by Omar. Here's Fauzi. JC John. Now Solmeen. Good ball again towards Omar from Solmeen. His cross is a bit too high though. Solmeen Issa though picking up the loose ball. Back across. Oh, Ryan Nelson with a crucial header. Corner for Bahrain, but nice football again.
Very good football. You can see in that attack there were bodies flooding forward for Bahrain. Right back, right midfield. All the way down the left-hand side as well.
Taken short this time, the corner. Here's Omar. Still Omar, he got a touch of that towards Fatadi. Still New Zealander struggling to get it away. Bahrain keeping up the pressure. Played in by Solmeen. Touched by Vikalik. Now Nelson challenges. Lockhead tried to hook it away. Just can't clear their penalty area at the moment, and then Paston grabs it, much to the relief of the Westpac Stadium. This is good stuff from Bahrain though.
It is good stuff. Good movement. They've got good pace, good energy. Nice little flick there from Omar. Terrific player, Omar, both defensively and going forward. From New Zealand's point of view, it's always good to have a goalkeeper in good form.
Yeah, he certainly made some important stops, Mark Paston. Just that one scary moment when he almost dropped one of the simplest balls he's had to handle. Here's Nelson. Now Vikalik. Well, if it carries on like this, it could be a long second half for New Zealand. In this World Cup campaign, they've tended to find a goal when they've needed one most, Bahrain. Will that be the case again here? Played in towards Killen that time. Of course, there's always the danger for Bahrain if they do pile too many bodies forward that New Zealand could catch them on the break. Here's Nelson.
We'll not see Nelson go over the halfway line in general play. Oh dear.
Oh dear, that's a risky one back to the goalkeeper. Paston's got it. Sign that a little bit of nervousness is beginning to creep in to New Zealand's play. Bertos beaten to that. Here's Solmeen Issa. Sigmund battling away for the ball. Brown in there as well. Sigmund gets it away. This is Fallon. Space here for Bertos. Killen is in the centre. And a free kick to New Zealand, the foul by Solmeen. 15 minutes gone already in the second half. It's flying by.
Yeah, Solmeen's had a very quiet game. Number 10, who just gave that last free kick away. Trying to play with a bit of composure there, New Zealand, coming out and over the halfway line. I just feel they are a little bit nervous around their own 18-yard box. They've given away one penalty already by a mistake. You just hope that they defend with a bit of calm.
And it comes again. Cleared away by Hussein. Now Omar. Fatati in support. Omar still going though. Has it back again, Omar. And that was a poor ball. It looks so dangerous when Omar gets forward from right back. Fantastic attacking fullback. That is Fauzi. Killen's header down. Picked up by Fauzi. It's a real battle out there at the moment. Header down by Vikalik. Now Lockhead. New Zealand fighting for every scrap of possession.
just got to try and get some decent service to the front play zone, New Zealand, when they can, so that they can hold the ball up and take the pressure off.
Less than half an hour away from a place at the World Cup finals. Here come Bahrain, though, putting more pressure on them. JC John, Fatadi, now Solmi. Omar's made that run in behind again. Well watched by Lockhead this time, but it's a corner for Bahrain.
Lockhead has got to stay closer to his left side centre half so that that through ball gets played on the outside of him and outside the 18-yard box. He's been done once on the penalty already. He was nearly done again there.
Here comes the corner. Fatati's header straight into the hands of Paston. Yeah, that's about the third time now that Bahrain have used that same move and come up trumps.
Yeah.
It's the move that led to the penalty. There's Omar. Throw for New Zealand. Good pressure by Killen.
He's got some energy, Omar, non-stop all game, up and down that touchline from end to end.
Now New Zealand making a change. It's going to be Andrew Barron coming on, local player who plays for Team Wellington, so this change is going to go down well with the local supporters. And it is Michael McGlinchey who's coming off, the 22-year-old.
Yeah, tough game for McGlinchey to make any sort of impact.
It's picked up by Hubail. Barron winning his 10th cap for New Zealand. Solmein under pressure. Bahrain throw, though, which Omar will take. It's Killen. If New Zealand could grab a second goal, it would certainly settle the nerves a bit of this 35,500 crowd. Because it literally is on a knife edge. 1-0's tied at the best of times, but of course the concession of a goal here doesn't mean that New Zealand are pegged back to level terms. It would mean Bahrain were ahead on away goals. Here's Fayouzi. Oops. Oh, that was poor.
Strange one from Fayouzi.
Ricky Herbert getting more and more animated. Coach of New Zealand, played in their last successful qualifying campaign for 1982. Made 3 appearances in the finals as well. Here's Smelts. I did well there, Smelts. There seemed nowhere to go. In fact, there's no free kick, though. Thought the referee had blown for a second. JC John beaten in the air.
I think that's a strange role that Smelts is playing now, just playing off the front two. He's neither attacker nor midfield. We can see him there just closing the ball down. I just don't know whether you're better off in this situation playing an extra defensive midfield player.
Well, he's not been in the game much either.
No.
Smelts.
So have somebody goal side.
Here's Omar for Bahrain. Played in towards Fatadi. Nelson with a big header away. Omar getting the block, though. JC John looking for the loose ball. Fatadi challenging. Here's Solmein now. Blocked away by Vikalik. Now New Zealand try and relieve some of that pressure, which has been pretty intense since half-time. It's been a really good response in the second half from Bahrain. And they should be level, really. Adnan with that penalty saved by Mark Paston.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of flair going forward now, Bahrain. A little bit more imaginative. I'd like to see a little bit more down the left-hand side. They're trying to concentrate it probably a little bit too much through the wide play of Omar.
Well, that's nice skill by Killen. Good touch back, and Smelts was ready to pounce before the clearance, and then the long-range effort is fired in by Bertos. That's about the best we've seen from New Zealand since half-time.
It's a decent shot. I think this one from Bertos was actually on target. Good block by Fazzi.
Now Fallon. Oh, given away though too cheaply. Omar helps it on. Now Salmin. Jalal. That was a strong challenge from the substitute Barrett. What can Smelts produce here? It's a good cross in. Header away by Hussein though. And cleared by Fauzi to Issa. That's a throw to New Zealand.
Can you see why they keep concentrating their attacks down the right-hand side? That's a couple of times they've come down the left-hand side. They've put the ball out of play.
Bertos. Issa gets the foot in. Not been quite so prominent in the second half. Leo Bertos. It's his corner though that set up the goal for Rory Fallon. Crossed in by Killing, cleared away by Adnan. Abdul Omar. Hubail. Now Jalal. Hubail again. That was short for Jalal, and Brown nipped in. It's the goal scorer, Fallon. Now Lockhead. Not much space down there. Really tight to find a teammate with those short passes, and Bahrain have it back. Fatadi. And he's just caught Nelson. Free kick for New Zealand.
Great response from the home crowd every time a New Zealand player gets fouled. He's feeling a bit in the calf there. Ryan Nelson. Just wondering if he's got a bit of cramp.
Makela watches on. So far has resisted the temptation to make any changes. We're heading towards the last 20 minutes. That is how close New Zealand are to the World Cup finals. Oh, now Bertos. Can he profit here? Bertos from Fauzi's mistake. And it's wide. What a chance for Smelts. And Fauzi able to breathe again after what could have been such a costly error. Solmanissa. Fallon loses out to Fauzi. Solid header again by Nelson.
There's been a rock at the back for New Zealand. Ryan Nelson, the Blackburn player.
You get the impression that this last 20 minutes is going to have to be his moment in the white shirt for New Zealand. Nelson. He's going to have to play a captain's role, as no doubt the pressure will become more and more intense from Bahrain.
Well, he should relish it. Defending is what he enjoys doing, is what he's good at. Clearance just go out for a corner.
Chance for Fauzi then.
And keep your hands off each other, says the referee.
Jalal in there, making a nuisance of himself. Brown watching him. It's a high one from Fauzi, and the referee goes in favour of New Zealand. Well, if they needed any inspiration for the final 20 minutes, this New Zealand side, the veterans of the 1982 New Zealand team that played in Spain at the World Cup finals, were all paraded before kickoff, just to get everybody in the mood for a bit of World Cup fever. It's certainly been a good year for football in New Zealand. The under-17s just recently, as you would have seen with us on Eurosport, making it through to the last 16 of the World Cup. First New Zealand side ever to make it through a group stage of a major FIFA tournament. And there is the official attendance. Hacked away by Lockhead. And if New Zealand could get through here, this would be a monumental achievement. Almost given away. That was a risky ball, but it's picked out Solmanisa. And again, now Jalal. Solmin. Omar just checking his run. They almost got in each other's way there, Solmin and Omar. Now Bahrain are about to make their first change. This is Ismail Abdelatif. He was the player who scored that dramatic equaliser in Saudi Arabia to send Bahrain through to this game. Clipped in by Fauzi, and it's just too high for JC John.
And the flag up for offside as well.
And it's Fauzi who's coming off.
Well, that's definitely a more attack-minded player, so there'll be some sort of positional change.
Can he be the hero again, Ismail Abdelatif? Or is it too much to ask from Milan Makela? Just under 17 minutes to go. It couldn't be tighter. New Zealand ahead at the moment, but a goal for Bahrain, and it all changes. It's his dream of leading a side to a World Cup coming to an end. Some defending to do here. Lockhead over this free kick for New Zealand. Header in, cleared away by Hussein. And Jafar happy that was off target.
Jafar having somebody. Oh, he's going to take a goal kick. Just about to say that one of the centre halves is going to take his goal kicks most of the game.
And that's why.
Probably why. There's nothing wrong with him. He just kicking into the wind. Doesn't fancy it.
Really held the ball up. That you can see from that just how strong the wind is here. Lockhead with the throw. With the wind, and that's why he can get so much distance on that. The best ball in by Killen. Now Jalal for Bahrain. Good challenge by Smelts. Now Lockhead. Jalal. Now Hubail. It's a good challenge by Killen. Bale has stayed down. New Zealand getting on with it. Fallon battling for this with Solmanisa. It's a throw for New Zealand, and we're into the last 15 minutes.
They've hustled very well of New Zealand. They've trapped back the front players. They've made the challenges. They've helped out. Just think they've still got to try and play with a calm head.
Solmanisa's header away. It's a free kick for New Zealand through the back of Mohamed Solmin there, Tim Brown.
She's made a couple of rash challenges. Tim Brown, he's led with an arm there. I thought she had a double footer a couple of minutes ago on the far side of the pitch that went unpunished.
There's another of the Wellington Phoenix contingent.
You can't afford to lose a player through a rash or a silly challenge.
Jalal. Touch off was short from Fatadi. Fallon's touch. Switched out towards Killen.
Very good ball.
Nice ball from Killen as well. This is a lovely move by New Zealand, but the final cross in was disappointing. from Tony Lockhead.
Point I was making about JC John earlier, Wayne. We've not seen him for the last 10 minutes.
Here's Fatadi. Two passes starting to go astray now for Bahrain. This is Lockhead.
Good play, good run, good ball.
Smelts being chased away by Adnan, surrounded by red shirts. Bahrain have it back. Adnan again. Must he be feeling like at the moment? I don't think he's going to sleep for days if this finishes 1-0. It's a free kick now for Bahrain. Quickly taken by Jalal. And again, there's too much on the through ball. Goal kick for New Zealand. Six qualifying playoffs all in all today, as well as the final round of African group qualifiers. As far as the playoffs go, Costa Rica, Uruguay, the CONCACAF CONMEBOL one, there's the 4 European ones. They're all first legs today. This is the only actual playoff game that will be decided today. That stayed in. New Zealand, though, keeping up the pressure. Touch off by Barron. Now cleared by Omar. JC John and Fatadi will chase after it. Omar with the throw for Bahrain. And there's going to be another change. And it is a change for Bahrain. It's Jalal.
5, yeah.
Who's coming off.
Oh, Jalal.
And it's Mahmoud Abdul Rahman who's coming on.
It's not surprising.
Really do have to gamble, Bahrain. 1 goal, remember, for them will be enough to send them through. Omar frustrated that he couldn't keep that in.
They're just getting a little bit one-dimensional now, Bahrain. Everything's down that side, down Omar's side. Trying to force his way in behind Tony Lockhead.
And if they lose this one, Bahrain, they'll be beginning to rival Australia. Remember the run they had of losing heartbreaking playoffs to qualify for the World Cup. Qualified now for their 2nd consecutive tournament, the Australians, but Bahrain facing heartache again in this particular playoff after losing to Trinidad and Tobago 4 years ago. They are just over 10 minutes away from falling again at the final hurdle. Here's Hussein. He's looking for runners. He's found one in the shape of Solmanisa. Well defended again, though, by Nelson. Possession given away. Can't afford to do that at this late stage. This is Omar. Now Solmeen. JC John's header. This is Abdelatif. Now Solmanisa. Loading the penalty area with red shirts. The cross in towards Abdelatif. Cleared away by Lockhead.
Abdelatif.
Oh, Adnan has been caught dwelling on the ball. Just didn't have the pace to get away, though, Killen, on that occasion. Here's Fallon, though. Fallon! Good block by Hussein. Oh, that could have been the moment where New Zealand wrapped it up.
End-to-end stuff. Abdelatif and JC John getting in each other's way at one end of the pitch. Straight down the other end, and Rory Fallon taking a chance with his right foot. Needing a decent block by Hussein Ali.
It was noticeable, though, the lack of pace in New Zealand's attack when Adnan gave the ball away. Bertos with the corner. Header down by Fallon. Hooked goalwards by Killen. You get the feeling, had the situation been reversed and that had been Bahrain who were given the ball in that position, that the outcome may have been very different.
Yeah, very much, possibly at both ends. You know, the high ball into the New Zealand box. If Bahrain had got somebody of the stature of Rory Fallon, well, they have really, you know, with JC John, but he's not putting himself about enough for me.
It's Abdul Latif. Showed too much of it to Vikalik, though. The likes of Vikalik and Ryan Nelson, this is surely their last opportunity to make a World Cup. And, well, that's shocking, isn't it?
There's never been a throw-in.
Foul throw from Hubail. And you wouldn't expect to see a throw-in like that from 8-year-olds on the local park. It was terrible.
So Chris Wood coming on for Chris Killen.
So West Bromwich Albion for Celtic. And Chris Wood will get his taste of this playoff. He's around about 7 minutes plus stoppage time to go. They are so close, New Zealand. So many times we see late drama in important games. Are we going to have the same here? Can Bahrain do it again?
But that's the thing. If New Zealand concede one goal now, it doesn't go to extra time. That's it. New Zealand will be out. They cannot afford one slip-up.
No, it's completely cutthroat. It's a away goal situation. Cleared away again by Nelson. Now Adnan crosses the ball in. All touched away. Here's a chance, though, for Bahrain. Still they have it. And Fatadi was just waiting, and Nelson whacked it away for New Zealand. Now they look to counter-attack themselves. There's a substitute now, Chris Wood. Couldn't slip it through, but here's a chance. It's fallen very kindly for Smelts.
Not quite sure why Smelts had the extra touch there. I thought he could have hit it first time. It broke nicely to him off the defender. Just crack it. Just have a go. Smash it at goal.
Very lucky there that Hubail didn't intercept that. Couldn't take advantage. Adnan's header. This is Fatadi.
If I was Bahrain, and the Bahrain manager, I would just say, just keep putting it into the 18-yard box, because the pressure on that New Zealand defence is immense at the moment. They cannot afford one mistake or they're out of the World Cup.
Another mistake there from Somanissa. That's 3 times now his controls let himself down. Another change, and it's Mohamed Hubail coming off to be replaced by Ahmed Hassan Rashid. All 3 changes made for Bahrain. No more cards to play for Milan Makala. This is Adnan. At the moment, his missed penalty right at the start of the second half is what is costing Bahrain a place at the World Cup finals. What a horrible thing to have to live with. Oh, that was a late challenge, and that's a free kick for New Zealand. Andrew Barron on the end of it. This will buy them some more valuable seconds.
Yeah, done well not to get involved. Obviously kept the discipline quite well. I think the game has actually been refereed well. I know he gave a card very early on to Ben Sigmund, the number 4 for New Zealand, but Sigmund's been exceptional since then.
That's been a controversial figure. Jorge Larionda suffered a 6-month suspension back in 2002 from the Uruguayan FA. He's been heavily criticised in the media at times, but I agree with you. He's refereed this one impeccably.
Yeah, and there's been 1 or 2 tasty challenges going.
Here's Smelts. Now a chance maybe for Fallon to wrap it up. Oh, Jafar making the save, couldn't hold on to it.
It looked a bit of a tired effort there from Rory Fallon on his left foot. You would have thought got a good chance of giving the keeper a problem. They've knocked it out of play again down this left-hand side.
Yeah,
what's that, 4 or 5 times?
It's incredible, isn't it?
Unforced errors.
Oh, how frustrated was Wood that he'd gambled and made the run, because had he stood where he was, the ball may have come out to him. 3 minutes away, New Zealand, plus whatever time is to be added on. They've been here before, Bahrain, remember, against Saudi Arabia, chasing a late goal. Can they do it again? Fatadi, oh, that's a free kick. That was a rash challenge. And this is a chance.
I think he's hurt himself as well.
Yeah, it's Tim Brown.
Yeah. He said he made a couple of rash challenges earlier in the second half. As soon as he's gone in for this, he's cracked the inside of his knee, I think. Hopefully it was just knee on knee.
Yeah, you worry about
painful
cruciate ligament. A challenge like that. It's hobbling away.
Yeah, I think that's just an impact injury.
Abdul Rahman is over this, the substitute for Bahrain.
They've not given many free kicks away in shooting range.
Do they have a hero, Bahrain? No, it's fired into the wall by Abdul Rahman. It's an awkward one to deal with, though, and the whistle has gone. Well, as soon as they jumped with the goalkeeper, you knew the whistle was going to go. And no wonder they feel hard done by there, Bahrain. Fatadi slamming the ball into the net.
Well,
but they weren't given a chance there by the referee.
I don't even think Mark Paston made an attempt to play the ball.
Well, they will feel it is not going to be their night here, Bahrain.
Somebody else gone there. That's Wood, I think. So Wood, the substitute, has just come on.
Well, they're going to make another change anyway, New Zealand. Andrew Boyens played his football in America for New York Red Bulls, is getting stripped and ready for action.
Just keep yourself warm for a minute.
That's Brown, isn't
Brown.
it? Well, his game's over by the looks of it, Tim Brown. Really clattered his knee in that challenge that resulted in the free kick. And Andrew Boyens is coming on. Hope there's no long-term damage to Tim Brown, especially if New Zealand do hold on. Seconds away now from stoppage time. Rory Fallon's header on 45 minutes looks like being the goal that sends New Zealand to the World Cup. Agonising again for Bahrain, who were beaten by the odd goal 4 years ago by Trinidad and Tobago. Agonisingly here, they've missed a penalty. It's hooked on though, the flag is up.
Rashid just trying to creep in behind the New Zealand back four on the off chance. The last few minutes.
The nervous tension inside this stadium is unbelievable. Do Bahrain have it in them to launch one last attack? We still don't know how much stoppage time we're having. We've had a minute already. Solmeen launches it. Just need to keep going for a few more minutes, New Zealand, and they're there. Adnan across. Cleared away by Jafar. And this is good from New Zealand. They're keeping the ball at the right end of the field as far as they're concerned. Here's Bertos. Swings the early cross in. Oh, it was an opportunity, but it's headed wide by Smelts.
He's complaining that the ball was a little bit too high for him, that it should have been a better delivery. Supporters absolutely loving this.
Yeah, who says that football doesn't matter in New Zealand, eh? Well, they got 2-on-2 here, New Zealand. This is Wood. It's a good ball through. Oh, it was inches away from the second goal from Shane Smelts.
Don't worry about missing. Get back, get your shape, help your team out.
Agonisingly wide. Second minute of stoppage time. Free kick now for New Zealand.
Now, good challenge from Bickerlick. First to the ball. I think he got a knock in the stomach.
Look at them praying. Anything. They are so close to a place at the World Cup alongside their great neighbours, Australia. What a tense affair this has been over both legs, and in the end, a penalty save from Mark Paston from Adnan has proved to be the difference, as well as the header of Rory Fallon. JC John's been yellow carded in the melee. After the drama against Saudi Arabia, you just thought that this was going to be the year for Bahrain, but after all, maybe not. Here comes the free kick. Everybody forward for Bahrain now. More defending for New Zealand. Oh, the header is plucked out of the air from Paston.
What was going on there? New Zealand have a free kick, they kick for touch, and
well, that's it. The final whistle goes. New Zealand are through to the World Cup finals. It is heartbreak for Bahrain. Adnan's missed penalty proving crucial, but the header from Rory Fallon has taken New Zealand to the World Cup. Unbelievable scenes of joy inside the Westpac Stadium, normally reserved for rugby, but football makes the headlines today in New Zealand because they go to the World Cup finals, and for Bahrain it is defeat again in the playoffs. Reminder to join us at 20:45 for Ireland against France, not in the UK or France, remember, but from here in Wellington, it's congratulations to New Zealand.